Hey everyone, happy Monday. This is Nishana with your Monday motivation. James 1 verse 6 says, "But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind." Immediately after feeding the multitude, Jesus insisted on getting back into the boat and heading across the lake to Bethsaida. But after saying goodbye and sending the people home, Jesus went up into the hills to pray. The disciples were waiting for him on the shore, but night fell, and Jesus was left to pray alone. While the disciples waited in the boat, trouble struck. A strong wind rose up and pushed them into the middle of the lake. But at about 3 o'clock in the morning, as they struggled to fight the heavy waves, they looked up and saw Jesus coming towards them, walking on the water. Jesus intended to pass them by, but terrified, they cried out, "It's a ghost!" Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called out to him, "Lord, if it is really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." "Come," Jesus answered. So Peter got up out of the boat and started walking on the water towards Jesus. But when he noticed how strong the wind was, he became afraid and started to sink down into the water. Fearing for his life, he cried, "Lord, save me!" Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" They both climbed into the boat and the wind stopped. Realizing that Jesus was really the Son of God, the disciples began to worship him. They were totally amazed, for they did not understand the meaning of the feeding of the 5,000. Their hearts were too hard to take it in. But with Jesus in the boat, they safely navigated the water and landed in Gennesaret. As Christians, it is understood that our journey won't always be smooth sailing, and sometimes we are sent into the eye of the storm. Don't mistaking the storms in your life for being forsaken and become overtaken by fear. It is simply a faith-building exercise. The truth is that Jesus sends you into the storm to test your faith, but also so that he can see if you will waver when your life isn't perfect. It is easy to look at how your life has been turned upside down and let fear take over, but consider what will happen if you keep your eyes fixed on Jesus, even through your storm. If Jesus sent you into the storm, don't you think that he will be with you through it as well? When Jesus steers you into a storm, don't take your eyes off him. Trust that he will always have your back and understand that your faith will unleash the supernatural. Fear will always cause you to sink, and it's better to have a little faith than no faith at all. So make room for Jesus in your storm, and even though it may not be easy to recognize him, search for Jesus in the midst of the storm. He is waiting to help you complete your journey and come out of your storms victorious. God, help us to put our trust in you, even in the midst of our storms. Continue to shield and protect us as we navigate this world of uncertainty. Amen. This was Nishana with your Monday motivation. See you next week. Bye.